Okay, meanwhile, as we start, how was your day, everyone? Are you done with your lectures? Um, do you go to college every day or you attend classes online? How is it going for everyone?
Yeah, offline classes have just recently begun, so yeah, we are still just adjusting with all the new changes after 2 years, but it's
Okay.
going well.
How many of you attended classes for the first time after COVID? Like, you went to college for the first time after the COVID situation. Offline first time. Okay. And how many of you have already started liking your college cafeteria food? Any special dish that you would like to suggest? Any special food recommendation you have from your campus? No cafeteria in our college, nothing more special. Okay, all are same. My college used to have really tasty puff and sandwiches and cold coffee. So and Chinese food as well. Not all food was as delicious, but some of them were really, really yummy, and I really miss that taste now. If you are comfortable, feel free to turn on your cameras and audio. It will be nice to engage that way. So, if possible, can we have your videos
Yeah,
turned on so we can see each other?
for all the participants, ma'am.
Yeah, for all the participants.
Yeah.
I see some of you, and really nice to see some faces so that I don't feel like I'm talking to my laptop. I studied in Cummins College of Engineering for Bangalore. Sorry, Pune.
Ma'am, can you share your college experience with us? How was the journey?
Yeah, so I went to a women's college, and surprisingly, I enjoyed it. Not what I thought it would be at the start. I almost had decided I'll stay here until I find another college to get in. Um, but it was a really nice experience, and I credit everything that I am today is because of the college that I studied in. I made really nice friends who are still in touch. It's been more than a decade. We all are still in touch. We are together in our ups and downs, and then we supported each other very well, even in our lows that time. So I think even while I was not doing well, my friends were really supportive, and hence I could navigate through all the challenges and find at least a job in the industry. And then eventually, I worked on my own startup and then joined Google 3 years back. So, yeah, I mean, my college had really amazing cultural activities. I was the treasurer of my college, so I was in the student panel. My attendance was not that great, so people or my faculties remember me for my attendance, especially. Um, there used to be letters that were sent to my parents saying she won't be granted permission to attend exams and all of that. So my parents used to panic a lot, and sometimes even I used to be worried because the way they used to scold me and all, I used to feel, yeah, this is the year I would get some access. I was too much into community activities since then, so I would bunk lectures and then do a lot of community stuff in my free time. But that's not what I want to suggest to all the folks listening today. It did work for me, not necessarily that's what would work for you. So don't take the route I have taken. Okay, I can speak more and more about my college experience, but tell me
Ma'am,
which
can you
city.
also share that, ma'am, okay.
Yeah, go ahead. I was just asking which city are you joining from, but if you have any question, I can talk about that.
Yeah, ma'am, I have one question that how you landed in Google, in such a huge company.
Um, so my motivation was never to join Google. Although it's a dream company, I never thought I would be able to make it here. Um, but so here it is. After I graduated, I started working with a startup, and my first salary was 10K. So my first month I was paid 10,000, and that too on an internship or what do you say, temporary basis. They did not tell me in the first month if they would hire me for a long term. But this is where my growth actually started. Startups are the best place if you're looking for exposure to grow your skills. My startup closed in 6 months. So again, I was in a situation, what do I do next? Where do I start working? But the investor of my startup was really impressed in my work, and then they wanted me to uh, basically join their own company. So that was another startup itself. But again, I got a lot of exposure to different things. I voluntarily took up a lot of things that I was interested in apart from what I was hired for. So if I had free time, I would maybe see what the designer does. If I had free time, I would see what the marketing team does, or I would spend some time helping those teams. So in a way, I got exposure to multiple things, and that gave me a few startups ideas. So while I was working with the communities, I understood a few challenges that students face, and I was one of those because I couldn't afford a laptop for a very long time. I mean, till I graduated, I never had a laptop. So or I could afford a laptop, but I did not want my parents to give me a laptop. So I knew that not everyone would have high end devices. And if laymen like us or students like us want to learn programming, what is an alternative we can build for them? That's how I came up with this idea of uh, basically um, building a mobile app where students can actually focus on learning new technologies. They focus on building their logic because logic is more important than just writing syntax and all of that. Syntax you'll find everywhere, right? But in an interview, they will ask you, how do you write a logic for an algorithm, or how do you solve a particular problem, and what's the logic behind that? They may escape you from the syntax at that point of time. So that was my first startup. Second startup focused on network security and audit for enterprises. So surprisingly, again, that also went pretty well. Uh, we did network security audit for EZest and few other companies that time. But then it did not go well with the co-founders. We did not align on the idea, so I had to shut that again. And then simultaneously, I heard about this opportunity. I was afraid, especially the imposter syndrome that we all have, and the courage to apply was missing in me. But I had a friend who pushed me to apply for this role, and I applied for it. And then I mean, I thought I would just attend because my friend wanted me to appear for this interview, but I would never be done with it. So I was mentally prepared this will not go as expected, and I'll see another failure of my life. um Surprisingly, it did go well. So then I um basically cleared the interview. This interview was 3 months long. First interview was where the recruiter said, "Can we have a chat?" And then I thought, a chat is a chat. Like, they will just ask me what I do, where am I from. But that was my first round of interview. Luckily, I did not prepare much, so I did not have that nervousness in the interview. And yeah, then after a couple of rounds, I cleared the interview. It took some effort in following up with the recruiter, getting the offer letter, but finally I got it. And then, yeah, it's been 3 years. It's a roller coaster ride, and I have been associated with Google for 3 years now.
That is incredible to hear, ma'am, about your journey because I personally can relate to you on many levels. I am also in an all women college and also have a very dwindling attendance.
That's really nice to know. Okay. I see so many of you joining here. Hi everyone, really nice to see all of you here. I hope you're done with your lectures and you're winding up for the day. Feel free to eat food if you've just come back from college. I am sure some of you are hungry. So yeah, make sure you are having food at the same time, listening to this conversation. And if your friends are not yet here, you may want to nudge them quickly so that they can join the session as well.
Yes, please do invite all your friends. What better to unwind to other than Nikita ma'am speaking about her experience? It feels like a podcast right now, a very nice one that is.
Yeah, it feels like a podcast because I'm the only one who's speaking. And that's not how I intend this session to be. So, yeah, please make this interactive. I'd like to hear most of you.
Nikita, I have a question for you. Like, which language you love to code on, like the most, like for development? I mean, every one of us have like a preference, right? Like, I like the syntax the most to code. Do you have anything like that?
Will that be unfair to this session if I say it's Flutter or if it's not Flutter? So,
I don't think so. It's a very general question, and it's not. Uh, I mean, it doesn't matter. I guess.
yeah, so Flutter is what I really enjoy the most. Apart from that, I also like Python. And I don't know, I also like JavaScript sometimes because I do have to write some code sometimes. So I write it in JavaScript.
That's nice to hear because even I like JavaScript
Same me as well.
and Flutter the most.
My favorite is also JavaScript.
Okay, that's really nice to know. Um, do you think we can start?
Yeah, I guess we can start now.
Okay, cool. So, hi everyone. Awesome to see there are 100 more folks along with me in this session. It's a really nice representation of GDSC leads and their core team members and community members joining this session today. Thank you so much for joining this session, and I hope I can spend some time with all of you, share some insights and knowledge about Flutter and Firebase with everyone. Before that, let me acknowledge and appreciate all the organizers who collaborated and planned this event together. It takes a village to organize an event in collaboration. So really appreciate all the hard work that goes behind in managing these events and bringing all of you together, planning the content and everything else that comes behind an event. So Yeah, really excited about this session. I have a few slides to present. Um, Let me go ahead and share my screen. So yeah, my name is Nikita. I am the community manager for Google Developer Student Clubs program in India, GDSC program. I hope you all know what GDSC is. And I also hope you know about the applications that have opened this year. We'll talk more about it at the end if time permits. But yeah, I am from the Google Developer Relations team in India, and that's my Twitter handle, just in case you wish to get in touch with me after this session. And I'm thankful to be here. Thanks to the organizers for giving me an opportunity to connect with all of you and share my knowledge about Flutter with everyone. So, can we have a quick show of hands? How many of you know what Flutter is? Okay, I see some of you raising hands. Cool. I think many of you know what is Flutter. But before that, I already shared my life journey with all of you. You know somewhat about me. But yeah, I did not plan that at the start of the session. So I also included a slide for that. Apart from what I mentioned, I am a foodie. I really enjoy eating veg food, and street food is my favorite. I'm a classical dancer learning Bharatnatyam since the age of 8, and I have worked with IIT Bombay for 2 years on research projects. I write blogs on Medium in my free time, and I'm a international level yoga player, state level basketball player, and district level chess player. I have been awarded CMX Professional Award category as a finalist and Global Women in Tech finalist, and I have given sessions in public at 200 plus places. So yeah, that's a little bit about myself. And what is Flutter? Flutter is a toolkit which is provided to developers by Google that can help developers build apps for multiple platforms. So imagine if I tell you you have to build a car, and you would need some tools, right, to build that car. Nut bolts, you would need a screwdriver, you would need tire, you would need a steering wheel. So Google has given you all of that, so you can build your own car in simple language, if I had to compare this with. But if you were to develop apps for multiple platforms, then Google has developed this toolkit for developers, which is a cross-platform technology. It supports Android, iOS, Windows, Mac operating system, web, Linux, and embedded. So it actually supports 7 different platforms with a single code base. So yeah, that's the beauty of Flutter. When you write an app using Flutter, you can deploy it on 7 different platforms using the same code. And there are 5 foundational pillars for Flutter. It's super fast. The reason being, if you were to write a code in Flutter, any changes that you make outside the main function, if you were to test those on your simulator or emulator, you can actually do it by using the hot reload feature that Flutter has provided. So developers don't have to wait for the app to compile from scratch and then check the recent changes. In fact, it only reflects the recent changes that were made to the application, and you can see if things are working well or if you want to do some other changes again. Flutter is very productive. The reason being, once you write an application in Flutter, the lines of code have immensely reduced. So developers can now write more lines of code in Flutter because they save time. And it's really easy to write code with Flutter, and hence developers find it productive. It's beautiful. So there's always a conflict between designers and engineers that some designs are very hard to implement. Designers may have specific code requirements, color requirements, and sometimes it's difficult to maintain that in applications. But Flutter has solved all of those, and it really helps you make seamless applications. It's open, so there are numerous communities online and offline that a developer can be a part of, and it's open and free for everyone who's interested in joining. It's portable. Like I mentioned, as you write code in Flutter, you can deploy it on 7 different platforms. Now the question is, what is Firebase? Since I'm going to talk to you about the integration of Flutter with Firebase, you now know what Flutter is, and Firebase helps build and run successful apps. How many of you have heard about Firebase or have used Firebase in your projects? Okay, I think some of you know what Firebase is. For those who don't know, Firebase helps you build better apps, improve your app quality, and grow your application using several services that it has to offer. So with Firebase, you can authenticate a user, you can host your website, you can apply some machine learning and cloud functions, you can add database or backend to your application. Since Flutter gives you the front end, the backend can be managed using Firebase. You can track the performance of your application, check what place is the app exactly crashing. You can monitor the performance of your application. If it's running slow at particular place, you can test your application. You can send push notifications in your application. You can also do some analytics. You can do A/B testing and a lot more using Firebase. So it has a lot of services. You necessarily not need to use all these services in your application, but you may choose a few of them to make your app become a success. And now comes the interesting part, how Firebase marries with Flutter. What does Firebase do with Flutter? There are a lot of services that you can integrate, but these 4 are my personal favorite, and hence I decided to talk about it. 1, you can authorize a user using Firebase. So remember, every time you download a new application, you have to sign up. You either sign up with your phone numbers or your email IDs or your Facebook account or your GitHub account. All of this authentication can be managed using Firebase. So it gives you an instant code that can be integrated in your existing application, which helps you authenticate a user on your side. Firebase database. So if you were to add back into your application, then you can use Firebase database. Storage, if you want to store some user data, then you can store it on server, and that is exactly called as Firebase storage. And Firebase messaging. So remember, there are chatbots in few applications, and 2 people can actually chat, like reaching out to some support, doing some in-app conversations. You can do that using Firebase.
लेकिन ये this sentence में the shops are closed.
I'm sorry, there is a lot of...
सेंटेंस से पता चल रहा है बंद है अभी, बंदी वो बंद जो है ना वो बंद वो भी.
Sorry, I had to mute him. But yeah, I hope you understood a few of its services. Now, if you were to integrate Firebase with Flutter, here are a few prerequisites. You may want to take a screenshot of the next few slides, just in case you're planning to do a hands-on activity of this session. You can install an IDE of your preferred choice. So it can be Android Studio or VS Code or Xcode, whatever you prefer the most and your system is comfortable with. And when you are building an application, make sure your app is targeting platform versions iOS 10 and Mac operating system 10.12 or more. And set up a physical Apple device to test your applications for iPhone if you don't have an emulator. And if you're doing cloud messaging, then you need to do these tasks. One, set up a physical Apple device. Obtain the Apple push notification authentication key for your app development account and enable push notifications in Xcode under app capabilities. So if you are targeting to deploy an app on the iOS operating system, then you would need iPhone or an emulator which is specific to iOS. It has a iOS operating system, and you need a authentication key so that you can send push notifications even for testing purposes. And then you can enable push notifications in your IDE, which is Xcode under the app capabilities. And for all other Firebase services, you can either use a physical iOS device or an iOS simulator. But if you're sending push notifications, then you need an actual device. It cannot be sent on an emulator. And you can install Flutter. So go to flutter.dev/install, and it has detailed steps on how you can install Flutter on your local machine based on your system configuration. So it has detailed guide for Windows machine, for Linux machine, and for MacBook. So you can download that particular repository that would run on your particular system and then follow the steps that they have mentioned. And then lastly, sign into Firebase using your Google account. So if you don't have an account on Firebase already, then you need to sign into Firebase using your account. And if you don't have Flutter app build already, then I have a link for all of you that you can share or you can use for testing Firebase on your Flutter application. Cool. I hope you were all able to connect so far, and we can go to step-by-step guide on how you can implement Firebase with Flutter. So I'm going to tell you with 6 steps how you can make the integration of Firebase and Flutter happen. So what you need to do is before you add Firebase to your Flutter application, you can create a Flutter project and a Firebase project to connect your application. So these are 2 different parties as of now, and then you're going to show how you're going to integrate both of them. So if you want to understand more about Firebase projects, I have a link to share with all of you. You can read more about Firebase projects, how to create a project on Firebase. But as of now, it's easy. You just have to log in using your Google account. The next step is create a new project, give it a name, and that's it. You don't have to do much about it. And then the second step is you need to register your particular application with Firebase. So there are lakhs of projects on Firebase, and you need to register your own project on Firebase to make it identifiable. So what you need to do is go to Firebase console and click on the iOS icon because right now we are talking about building apps for iPhone. And if you have already added an app to your Firebase project, then click Add App on the console to display the platform options. I can give you a demo right away if you all are interested. Let me know what you prefer.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I can do that as well.
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I am just signing into my Firebase account. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
This is the Firebase website. I have logged in, and I will go to the console. I will click on Add Project. Okay, I have reached the limit for free testing, and this is my personal account. I may have to delete a few projects. Let me see what can we delete. I think I can delete this one. Okay, or let me try another. Yeah, I have another account where I can. Okay, so I'm going to call it something like testing with GDSCs, and then I'm adding analytics to my project. Uh, Analytics location is India because we all are based in India right now. I accept and create project. That's it. So it's a simple step, not much that you have to do, and this project will be created in just few seconds. Now, once you're done with this step, what you need to do is register your iOS application, and then we are going to register our Android application as well. I'll give you the step-by-step guide. Let's come back here because this project is now ready. I click on continue, and I am clicking on iOS right now, targeting the Apple ecosystem. Uh, Here is where you would add your com.company.app name. You may not have your own company as of now, but as a developer, you can call yourself something and add that. So com.nikita.app is test with GDSC as a name. I'm just making up right now, but yeah. These two steps are optional. I usually skip this. But make sure you enter the right details over here because this is very, very important. To understand your app bundle ID, what you can do is go to your Xcode, go to bundle identifier in the general tab, and this is where you would know your app bundle ID. So when you start a project on Xcode, you would have your own bundle ID to make sure the iOS operating system identifies your project as a unique one once you deploy it on the App Store. So this is bundle ID is unique for each application that you develop. Once you click on register app, the next step will be downloading the config file. So just download this, download Google service -info.plist. Now this is not, this file does not have some, very secret information, but it has a few identifiers which are very specific to your particular application. So if there are some changes or if you happen to misplace this file, you can again come here and download it. What you need to do is once this is downloaded, go to your Flutter application repository or the folder where you've created your Flutter project. And then what you need to do is place this inside the app directory. So you just have to download this and then put it in your Flutter projects. If you're downloading this file for multiple times, you may see download 1, 2 coming in round brackets. In that particular case, what you need to do is delete 1, 2 or the following post trails that come, because that won't be accepted in your project. And then once I do that, I need to add Firebase SDK. So what I need to do is in Xcode, I will go to add packages, and then I would add this particular line of code which will pull the Firebase SDK from GitHub. And then you have to select the latest version that you want to work on, so that you have the latest repositories and pods available in your project. And then you can choose which Firebase libraries you want to choose. You can add Firebase Analytics. With Analytics, you can actually test a lot of things. So make sure you're adding that. And if you're not adding Analytics, then you need to add Firebase Analytics without add ID instead. And then once you're done with all of these steps, just click on next. Then you can, these steps are not there with Flutter. So this I have chosen as a normal project, but with Flutter, what you need to do is, I'll tell you more about that as well, but then just click on next steps and that's it. Then you go back to the console. Right now you've added it with your iOS phone. You can do similar thing with your Android phone. So you can just add something over here to register your app, download the config file, download the SDK, paste it in your project. That's it. That's all you need to do. And then you can continue to add Flutter Fire plugins to your application. So Flutter and Firebase has a really interesting combinations, and there are a lot of plugins that you can use in your application already. You don't need to reinvent the code because a lot of code already exists. So what you need to do is explore the Flutter Fire docs, which has a detailed guidance on how you can integrate Flutter with Firebase with each of the plugins that are available. So just in case you decide to authenticate a user using Firebase, then all of that is already available on this plugins website, so you can explore more about it. Then what you need to do is, in your Flutter project, there will be a file called as pubspec.yaml. In this particular file, go to dependencies and add the Firebase latest version that is available. So this makes sure you're pulling the Firebase repository in your project. So call Firebase code and the latest version that is available. Then the last step is, you need to add which of the Firebase services you have decided to work with. It's Firebase Authentication and Cloud Firestore in this case, and add the latest version. That's it. It's so easy to integrate Flutter with Firebase. The next steps for all of you is explore the Flutter Fire plugins. There is a code lab, which is an amazing example on how you can integrate Flutter with Firebase with a detailed guideline. Try to explore that. And then once your app becomes ready to go to the market, you can do a few more steps for your application. So I have a few resources to share with all of you. It's code labs, Medium articles, the Flutter official documentation, Firebase official documentation, and YouTube videos that are already available. So just in case you decide to explore more with Flutter and Firebase, all you need to do is explore on Google. A lot of content is already available. Follow the detailed steps so that you have everything that you want to know about Flutter and Firebase. So yeah, that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining the session. I hope you found this session insightful and informative. And if you have any questions, I'm around for another 5 minutes. So yeah, happy to take any questions that you have.
Ma'am, I wanted to know that as Java is a platform independent because of JVM. So how, what does Flutter makes platform independent?
So Flutter works on top of Dart, and Dart accesses Skia, which is its engine. So Skia is the underlying engine on which Dart runs, and on Dart is what Flutter is made up of. So yeah, similar to how Java has JVM, Dart has Skia, on top of which it runs its ARM code.
Yeah, hello, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, yeah. If we talk about the backend, if we have to maintain the backend for the Flutter application, yeah, Flutter. If we talk, it's good for the UI. So, which stack we will most prefer to make the backend of the Flutter app? Like it will be the Firebase, and similarly, we are using the Node.js and MongoDB. So, what is the best if we have to choose a good backend service?
There's nothing that's perfect or best. It totally depends on your use case, what you're trying to do, and also your developer team. So some of them may prefer something as instant as Firebase, not just because it's ready to use, but because its developers are not as trained to create database structures at the backend. Similarly, some of them may not want to use a third party service, so they may have their own database managing system. So it totally depends
Yes.
on the use case of your application.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Okay, any other questions that I can take?
Ma'am, I just have a question. How much
Sure.
time it takes to make a means basic project on based on Flutter?
It totally depends on your speed. I mean, first of all, you need to install the project. I mean, first of all, you need to install Flutter correctly. Then you need to understand the basics. Depends if you have background in coding or if you don't. How quickly you can adapt to Flutter and then start building applications. So if I were to build a basic two-pager application, I can do it in 10 minutes as well, as quick as that. I've created a clone of Instagram in 15 minutes as a live demo in one of the sessions. So yeah, I mean, it totally depends on you and how quickly you take the grip.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, any other questions?
There are some questions in chat. Would you like me to ask them to you?
Sure.
So someone asked how to make responsive apps. Like, do we have anything inbuilt in Flutter?
So the way Flutter works is it takes or it displays the UI to a user with pixel basis. So if your phone is small, then the pixel sizes are also small, and that's how the application will appear on the screen. But if your phone size or if you're using a tablet or a bigger device, then you have more pixels, and that's how the application will appear on the screen. But one of the best practices that I have followed as a developer is making sure you're using rows and columns, putting everything in a table structure so that the app is neatly aligned, everything comes one below the other. Secondly, there are few widgets that helps you create a stack so that no widget overlaps other widget and everything comes clean to the user. So that's how you can make your application look clean and also add more I mean, that's how you can basically make your app more responsive as well.
Hello,
Hey,
ma'am. Hello,
yeah, go ahead.
मैम अगर हम फ्लटर का यूज कर रहे हैं तो यूआई डिजाइनर की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी.
What do you mean by UI designer? Do you mean a developer or a designer who would give you designs?
तो मैम वो गिव डिजाइन.
Okay, you'll obviously need a designer because their creativity or their work is to make sure you have nice transitions to your application, give a theme to your application. Uh, I mean, how the app buttons would look like, what color, what shape, what size, where do they exactly appear. So they have their own expertise over here, and developers' job is to only bring that design into reality.
ओके मैम, थैंक यू.
Thank you everyone for asking such amazing questions, and thank you Nikita for answering all of them so wonderfully. I'm sure everyone learned a lot.
On behalf of all the DDSCs that collaborated with us, thank you so much, Nikita, for taking out time from your schedule and joining us today. It was really a very informative session, and we all got to learn a lot about Firebase. So, yeah, if anyone has any more questions, please do drop those in the chat box. We'll try to answer them because Nikita is short on time. So, yeah, thank you so much, Nikita, once again. We look forward to hosting you again.
Thank you so much, Sharanya. Really nice being a part of this session, and thank you all the organizers. It was lovely spending an evening with all of you. We have a career panel as well tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Just in case any one of you is interested in joining, we have few people from the Flutter team. The director himself is also going to join. So I'm sharing the link with everyone who's interested in attending this career panel. It's from 8:30 p.m. It's a limited capacity event, so make sure you join on time so that you can be a part of the event. It's from 8:30 to 9:30. We have a lot of senior folks from Google who are joining. We have a senior program manager, we have director, we have a developer relations engineer, we have Flutter experts who are all going to share their journey with all of you and how you can find a job as a fresher in the industry. So I hope to see all 100 of you joining the session tomorrow as well. Feel free to join the session with your friends, bring them along. The session is free and open for everyone interested in joining. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, and good day. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Make sure to connect with Nikita ma'am on all her socials. We have put her links in the chat. Do connect with her.
Also, those who want to participate in the quiz will begin shortly. So please do stay in the meet. And Akansha, can you please share the form link, or have you already shared it?
No, I haven't. So I will be sharing a form link with all of you. Do fill the form link is in the chat to make sure that no uh, that no one can cheat and use some other one's username later on to get goodies. Please do fill this form. I will be sharing you the game pin in just a second. The game link is in the chat. Do join the game. And after joining, do fill the form.
So our fellow co-organizers, Sri Hari from GDSC SRM IST Ramapuram and Anurag from Indore Institute of Information Technology will be organizing the quiz. So do stay connected, everyone. And Sri Hari, I would like to ask you to take over now.
Hello, hey guys, good evening. I hope you're all well. So yes, me and Anurag will be hosting this quiz, and yes, we'll wait for some time till everyone joins, and then maybe get started with the quiz.
Hey all, nice to see you all here. Do join as soon as possible so that we can start. As of now, I can see 32 folks already in. I'm expecting at least 80 folks there. Let's wait for that.
Till everyone joins, Srihari and Anurag, would you like to tell us if you have made any apps using Flutter till now?
Mm, yes, I have made a lot of apps using Flutter. I'm basically a MERN stack and a Flutter developer. I did a Flutter internship as well, so I've done something in Flutter, I would say.
How about you, Anurag?
Yeah, same here. Like I've started learning Flutter a few months ago. So like I've also built some basic apps, like beginner friendly apps, but not any major apps as of now. But yeah, like it's quite easy and beginner friendly to build apps in Flutter. And also the Flutter community is very supporting and very good folks I've got actually. But I have to get the best out of them. So yeah.
So, like, do you guys have any tips for beginners? Like, I am a complete beginner in Flutter. I have only done web dev until now. So, any tips for people like us?
As for tips, I would suggest that I guess you have the access to the code labs given by Google, like the official Flutter code labs. I would
Hmm.
suggest that you start with that because it is kind of very beginner friendly and you don't have to set up any development environment to try Flutter using that. And once you're done with that, I would suggest you to just take a project, start doing it, learn while you do it, and that is the best method that I would suggest. Yes.
Yeah, like I would also like support Srihari. Like you, it's the I guess the official website Flutter.dev is one of the best resources where the beginners can start with. And along with that, like one GD is also there. Like there are many resources, but like is made a full playlist, or you can say everything regarding the Flutter from basics to advanced and you can say that everything. Like his name is Pawan Kumar, it's and his GT. He's also having his YouTube channel. So if anyone want to, just give into it, so they can visit there. Like I've also taken the reference. That's why I can suggest that.
Usually, what beginners say is that the documentation is hard to understand. So, is that not
Hmm.
the case with Flutter?
Yeah, like the code labs and the things arranged in the Flutter.dev is very beginner friendly, I can say, and they are self-explanatory on your own. But yeah, some maybe sometimes one face issues, so they can refer some tutorials also. Like the videos are also there, or any third party apps or sorry videos are also there. So also the Flutter community is
And
very good. So
yeah, and one more thing, Flutter recently released that Flutter Apprentice book and Dart Apprentice. That's a very good book, and if
hmm.
anyone reads that, that's a complete. That will make you from basic to intermediate level, and then you have to actually access the Medium articles and all that, and you will be good to go.
Yeah. So someone is asking me about the game pin. So I would like to say that 4731697 is game pin. Okay, just open kahoot.it and enter this pin. You will be able to, log in. I'm
Yeah,
expecting,
guys.
more folks there. Only 51 are there.
Yeah, let's wait for a few more minutes for you to join and then we'll get started. Come on, guys. Join in ASAP.
Yeah, we request you all to join in because there are goodies for the top performers. So, it would be good for you. It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
There are
I just have one
swags.
question. You know?
yeah, go ahead, please.
Yes.
Yes.
As you told that you have done some internship. I am very much interested in doing, but I don't know how to. Means, I don't have knowledge of Flutter, and how can I try for it?
Uh,
Like
the
as we
question
dis
was a bit
mm,
unclear, but
yeah.
Srihari, have you got it?
Kind
Yeah,
of.
I can add one thing, brother. Like if you have to just start with the Flutter, you can visit the Udemy site and you can do one course that is from Angela U. That's a Flutter course. That's a very beginner-friendly course. Once you get complete that all course, and that also concludes the Flutter Firestore and API as well. And once you complete that course, then on that after that you can refer some books or Medium articles and all that or code labs. Then you will feel yourself as an intermediate developer, and then after that you have to research and you will be good to go.
As Bashir told Angela use Flutter course is good, but I would not exactly suggest with suggest starting with that because the course is kind of outdated as of now because I don't think so. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
because I have I started that course in the 2017 as I am thinking, but this time that will be totally deprecated.
yeah, everything is deprecated and there are issues with null safety as well. So yes, I would suggest that you start with Code Labs and a very recent good course that is highly rated in any of the platforms, Udemy, Udacity, Coursera, anything. Go look for a very highly rated and reviewed course that is recently added and go with the documentation. And you have a lot of blogs as well in Medium. So yes.
Meanwhile, guys, do join from your real name, what you have mentioned in the form, because you'll be eligible for goodies only then. I can see someone joining from the code name itself, 4731697. I don't know it,
I saw
please.
someone named SpaceX.
Yeah, that's cool if you are entering the same name there also.
Yes.
Else, I don't think so. It will work.
Actually, we did add a section in the form that you can tell us your username as well. But yeah, be careful, everyone. Please enter the same username that you're using for Kahoot.
Yeah. So enter at your own risk. Okay, we can see 60 folks there. So should we start now? I guess 20 folks are maybe sleeping or what they are doing. They are thinking like typical college classes that just join in and then do your own work. But here you are getting something. Okay, so do participate here.
Yeah, you get swags. So participate.
Yeah, swag.
I will stop sharing the screen just for a second. No one panic.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. I can see my name Mars.
Yeah,
I
there's
guess
also
he or
Christy.
she wanna go to Mars.
Could be. Someone's asking for the Kahoot link again.
Adiba, just enter, kahoot.it in your browser and enter this pin 4731697. That's it. Yeah, like Shaq also shared that.
Yeah, and you can join from your phone as well. It's not like it's just going to work on desktop, phone, PC, wherever you are, it will work on any browser.
Okay, and everyone do participate because I don't think so that you are not familiar with the Flutter. You're not good at that. We are having very basic questions as well, so you'll be able to answer them very quickly and accurately. So do join. Maybe we'll be starting in within a 1 minute.
Maybe in 3 minutes round at
Sure.
40. Come on, guys, join in. The questions are pretty basic. I don't think so. You need to
Yeah.
put
So
a
we'll
lot
be
of effort.
starting at 7:40, or if we reach 70, like whichever comes faster. So it depends upon you. Like if you want, it to faster, so do ask your folks, your friends to join in. Akhilesh will be having 10 to 15 questions, so don't worry. Google Lens ready.
Google Lens.
No cheating. We'll be having very less time, so if
Yeah,
you
don't worry, Satyam. The time limit is very short. So if you know it, then only you'll be able to answer it quick.
Yeah, even we write our online exams, so
And yeah,
yeah.
and
we know
in
how.
the ranking in the quiz, the speed will also be counted. It's not just that you just don't need to answer the correct question. You need to answer it the fastest.
Exactly. So accuracy as well as speed, both matters.
Yes.
But if Satyam wins now, we know how. So
And everyone be sure to fill the form as well. The link is being shared in the chat.
Okay, so we have 1.5 minute more, or 9 folks. Sneha, just enter on that link, or just do one thing: enter kahoot.it on your browser, and enter this pin 4731697, and you'll be able to join. And there also, like, your username will be asked, so enter the same username whatever you have filled in the Google form. Okay, 6 folks more to go. Thanks, Jad, for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
I guess we'll start. Okay. Right, I guess we'll start. It's
Yeah, sure.
7:40
We'll
now.
start. Yeah.
So yes, let's move on to the questions.
Okay, so get ready, and you just remember that speed as well as accuracy matters. So answer as soon as possible, but yeah, obviously correct one. So first
First,
question is, what is Flutter? And your options are: Flutter is an open source DBMS, Flutter is an open source UI toolkit, it is an open source backend toolkit, or all of the above. You have 5 seconds left. We have 56 answers already there, maybe few folks left, and time's up. Okay, so we have 17 folks, answered it correctly. So kudos to them. Let's see the leaderboard. And Ibrahim is in top, I can see, followed by Revelin and Ismail.
I'm Mail Varis. So yes.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's move
Okay,
on to the
so kudos
next
to all.
question. The second question is SDK stands for what? Option 1, software data kit, software development kit, software database kit, software development knowledge. Come on, guys. I'm not sure if everyone would know the answer, but the answer is software development kit. And we have 44 people. Wow, that's cool. A lot of you know what SDK stands for. And yes, now let's move to the leaderboard. Okay, so the tides have turned.
Yeah, Aman V is in the top, and
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, cool. So moving ahead to next question, what is Dart? So your options are: Dart is an object-oriented programming language. Dart is used to create a front-end user interfaces, both or none of the above. And you have 18 seconds left. You already have 45, 47, 50 answers there.
Nice.
Nice. Pankaj, like I'll urge to not, share here.
Yeah.
Even if you
Don't.
know. And don't give you spoiler or wrong or even right answers. So the both A and B is the right answer, and 34 folks marked it right. So kudos to them. And let's see the leaderboard. Okay, the game is changed. Sonu is leading now, and followed by Ibrahim, Jyoti, PB, and Emmanuel.
Emmanuel runs. Oh, nice.
Yeah, great.
So yes, let's move on to the next question. It is how many types of widgets are there in Flutter? The options are 2, 3, 4, and 5. Five more seconds, and we have 52 answers. Or 54, yeah. So the correct answer is 2. there are two types of widgets in Flutter. And now let's go to the scoreboard. Oh, okay. So the in the first place, we have Emmanuel, followed by Sonu and Crips. Nice, guys. Keep going.
Cool. Moving to next question. So the first Flutter version of Flutter was known as Codename Dash and ran on the Android operating systems. What was it? Cloud, Sky, Rain, or none? And you have 20 seconds left. We already have 37 answers. Nice. Okay, 5 more seconds. And time's up. So Sky is the right answer, and 23 folks marked it right. So kudos to them.
Yes.
Yeah, and better luck next time for remaining ones.
Wow.
Okay, Emmanuel Raj is still leaderboard. Okay, and yeah, like followed by Sonu and Cribs. Also, Emmanuel is highest climber, having a streak of 5. Great, great.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Maybe you are the one.
Nice. Keep
Okay,
going,
moving to
guys.
next question.
Which function is responsible for starting the program? The options are run app, run Flutter, and main. This is a very simple question. I hope everyone knows the answer for this question. So yes, come on, everyone, answer
Yeah.
ASAP.
And I guess it is very common to some other languages also. Like it's very common.
Yeah, the answer is main. As you would expect from any programming language, every language starts with main. So yes, we have 31 people. Okay, there are people who didn't give main as well. That's fine. Have you learned something? Nice. We still have Emmanuel and Sono at the first two places, and the third place is changing. But yeah, nice. 5 people got 5 streak. So nice. Kudos to you. Now we'll move on to the next question.
So next question is the examples of the stateless digits are text, row, column, or all of the above. And you have 15 seconds left. I guess it's a very easy question if you are,
If
at
you
least
know
familiar with
Flutter,
it.
yeah, a little bit.
You must be knowing this one.
Yes.
Okay, so do it as up and time's up. Let's see the leaderboard. Okay, before that, 41 folks marked it absolutely right. So kudos to all of them. Okay, so still we have Emmanuel in the top. Okay, followed by Sonu, and Jyoti is also having in the game, back in the game in the leaderboard. So kudos to all. Moving to next question.
The next question is, which of the following widgets is used for repeating content? So the options are expanded, list view, stack, and scaffold. Just go through the options. You might, get the right option just by its actual meaning. So yes, the correct answer is list view. Like it is basically like a loop that iterates through and displays a lot of elements in a
Yeah,
list.
mainly working on the index. How
Yeah,
many elements are there? It will work on the length.
exactly. We'll move to the next. Oh, the scoreboard. Okay, yeah. I see the same names on the top 5 positions of the scoreboard. Kudos to you guys. Congrats. And the others can also try if you are consistent, I guess.
Yeah,
You'll also
like
get
kudos
the
to
top.
Emmanuel, and I'll ask others also to try to get into the leaderboard. Like we are willing to see some different names there.
Exactly.
Okay, so moving to next question. Flutter is used to develop applications for iOS, Android, or both.
I guess everyone knows the answer for this
Yeah,
question.
like at least like even all 100% folks must answer it right.
Yeah, if you attended the session from the start, then yes, I guess.
Yeah, like even Nikita told about that.
We even
Okay,
have people
huh?
who didn't answer it right. Okay, I
Like
didn't
really
expect this.
strange, man. Who are those 17 folks? Cool, cool. Like you must, learn. You must have learned about that. Okay, so still Emmanuel is in top, followed by Sonu, Kristelek, Rohit, and Jyoti. Like leaderboard is not changing. I'm expecting leaderboard to change. I'm expecting some new names there.
Yeah.
Okay, moving to next question.
Which one of the following is a disadvantage of Flutter? Hot reload, hot restart, increased app size, increased productivity. I guess the answer to this question is pretty simple. You can,
Yeah,
yeah,
like you can eliminate some options like very easily.
the answer is increased app size because in Flutter we deploy it in various, uh, you know, what's the systems like operating systems,
Platforms.
things. Yeah, code forms. It takes a bit more size than natively developed applications. So yes.
Who are those 7 folks who answered it like increased productivity? How it can be disadvantage? Like strange. It must
Yeah.
be an advantage, na?
Yes.
Okay, no issue.
Come on, guys. Keep answering the right answer, and your name will be there on the scoreboard. I assure. Even I wish for the leaderboards to change.
Yeah,
I mean, to see
but
new names.
yeah, like kudos and you can virtually give a round of applause for all these 5 folks to maintaining in the leaderboard.
Yeah, to keep answering the right question. Kudos, guys. Cheers. And
Okay,
we'll move to the next question now. The next question
so
is, which of these mobile apps run on Flutter? So Google Docs, Google Stadia, Microsoft Excel for iPad, and Google Chrome. Uh, this might be a tricky question as people might not know the right answer, I think, but if you know, that's great. And the right answer is Google Stadia. And 14 people have answered it right. Kudos, guys. I think not a lot of people know the answer for this question. Nice, you answered it right. Nice.
okay,
I can also see the scoreboard changing.
yeah,
Nice,
it's
correct.
just reshuffled, but I guess names are same maybe.
Yeah.
And Emmanuel keeping his position in the top. Great.
Yes.
Let's move on to next question. And it's just a pretty simple true-false question. So Flutter's engine, written primarily in C++, provides low-level rendering support using Google's Skia graphic library. So is it true or false?
If you were attending Nikita's session, I guess you would know the answer for this question as well.
Yeah.
Nice. 48 people right. But then, yeah, as Nikita told, the Dart is using Google's Skia graphics library, and Flutter is built upon that. So yes.
Okay, and again, Emmanuel is in top, and like again, kudos to him for securing getting 10,000 plus marks
Yeah,
score.
and we have a person who claimed 8 places. Nice.
Yeah,
Keep going, Shri.
yeah, it's a V3 Sambhavi. Great, highest climber. We are expecting you to be in the leaderboard in next 2 questions, and we have only 3 questions left, I guess. So do participate accurately and quickly.
The next question is, the dash function is a predefined method in Dart. Declare, list, main, and return. I guess this is also a very simple question. If you know Flutter, even very little, like in a very little amount, you will know the answer for this question.
Yeah, and in I guess last previous some in one question it was already answered.
Yeah, it is again the main function. It is predefined because it is required to run the Flutter app. So yes. Mhm. Still the same scoreboard, but yeah, all five of you, kudos, guys. You're answering the right answer, keeping up your positions. Congrats.
Also, SpaceX is highest climber. Okay.
Nice. SpaceX.
Keeping up with the name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We are expecting you to in top. Like we have two questions left, I guess. So yeah,
Yeah.
try hard. Okay, so moving to next question. Due to App Store restrictions on dynamic code execution, Flutter apps use dash compilation on iOS. Ahead of time, AOT, ahead of code or AOC, both or none. And you have 20 seconds left.
And I'll give a clue for this question. If you watch anime, you know the answer.
Yeah.
You just gave it away, Shreyari.
I mean, not
Yeah,
everyone.
that's rigging it. Oh no.
Oh, a lot of people watch anime. Okay. I didn't know that. But still, we have only 15 people. Nice.
Attack of
Okay.
Titan fans must be happy right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can see the leaderboard like same folks, but yeah, it's a reshuffling and Emmanuel at top, followed by Rohit, Crystal, Sonu, and Krips. And we are going to have a last question, so try harder and try to keep, maintain like all the folks who are already in the scoreboard, and others
Yes.
try to get in the scoreboard.
Hmm.
It's your last chance.
The app bar includes padding, hot reload, hot restart, and title. And if you read each of these options properly, you'll get the right answer. App bar and what is there in the app bar? It's a very simple question. Just imagine an app. What will be there in the app bar? That will
Yeah,
be
self-explanatory.
yes. I would recommend not putting the answers in the chat box, guys. And I think the screen is also frozen.
Yeah,
Is it Anurag?
yeah, is it? It is. Okay,
It is
so.
fine now. Yeah. And the answer is title. You would expect a title from an app bar.
Okay, so like
Yes.
before moving to leaderboard, can anyone expect who will be in leaderboard? Any changes? Are you expecting anyone? You can put it in the chat if you're expecting any change.
I expect.
Okay, I too wish, not expect, but I wish.
Yeah, same here. Wrong word. Wish.
Okay, so like everyone is expecting no change, so let's see the leaderboard.
Before that, before we see the leaderboard, of course, we have to have some catch in it. So we will have a networking session before we see the leaderboard. So you will
Yeah,
have to
let's
stay with us
Okay,
till the
keep the
end.
suspense.
Nice.
that's
Oh, that
pretty
was a
amazing.
very good twist. Even I didn't know that.
Yeah, let's have a surprise and wait for that suspense.
I'm on ninth position yet.
I don't recommend giving off your positions as of now. Please don't. But yeah,
Yeah, it would be great
congrats.
when we announce it on the screen in a while.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah,
don't
with
reveal.
this, yeah. So let's begin the networking session. Akanta, you can maybe stop sharing your screen. And Aman, please do start the breakout session. So what's going to happen now is the whole meet is going to be divided into different smaller rooms, and you will be shuffled up with a few more attendees from this meet itself. It will be completely random, and you will be there in the meet. You will be given a few minutes to talk to them. You can turn on your cameras, and you can exchange your LinkedIn profiles, or just tell each other which colleges you are from, and just make new friends. It will be really fun. So do try out and wait for us to announce the results after the networking session.
Yes.
Ma'am, Srihari, one question.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I submit that,
I think he went to a breakout room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. So guys, you must be seeing a pop-up or something on the top. Just click on join and you'll be able to join some room,
Exactly.
make new
Once
friends. Yeah.
when the timer is done, you'll be redirected back to this meet. So be sure to come back to get the results as well. So yeah, guys. Hey guys.
Yes, yes, Srihari, I was talking to you.
Yeah, please go
Yeah,
on,
that's
Chief.
that's about the name.
You wrote a different name from your
Yeah, yeah,
meeting's name.
yeah, yeah,
That is
yeah.
fine. You gave your correct email address, right?
Yeah, I will give you the email address.
I mean, if the email address is correct and if your in-game name is fine, if it matches, then that's all you need.
Shaik is saying that I didn't got time to share my LinkedIn ID. No issue, Shaik. You can share here also. Like I'm
Yeah,
also sharing
Yeah.
mine.
I'll share mine as well. Feel free to connect
Yeah,
with
guys,
me.
whoever wants to share the LinkedIn IDs, they can do it here as well. I'm also sharing mine. Feel free to connect with all of us.
Yeah. And if you feel that anything is there that we can help you, please feel free to reach out to us and ask us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I see a lot of students left. They were not even waiting for the quiz
Oh,
results.
Srihari, I have just in messaged the mail and in meeting name and Google Form name.
Uh, Sharanya, it seems, said entered a different name
Okay.
in the Google form.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's he did Zubu in the Google form, and in
And in
meeting
the
name his
meeting,
name is
I
same.
was enrolled as Zade ID.
Not a problem. We have copy pasted your information and we have it with us now. So
Okay,
for
okay,
letting
fine,
us
thank you.
know. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the networking session. It might have been a bit awkward in the beginning, but yeah, all you need to do is, just unmute and start talking. You can talk about anything.
Yeah,
And the best
it's
way is to, oh, Emmanuel, everyone knows who it is. Do connect with Emmanuel if you want to, learn Flutter.
yeah.
It's quite apparent that he's very good at Flutter. So, how's the
Yeah.
night, you guy? Yeah,
Okay, I'm taking a
Lol.
screenshot of that.
yeah, that.
Also, Sharanya, like one of the panelists, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
breakout rooms, like we had, like she's joined late, so she was
Mhm.
asking, like if you can provide the recordings to maybe all the registered folks, through
Yes,
the
yes,
mail
the
or something.
recording.
Please go ahead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We'll be sharing the recordings with everyone who attended the session today, so don't worry about that.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah. So, guys, if you enjoy the networking session, do drop a yes in the chat box. And the secret will be revealed soon, Chip. Awesome, this is so good. So, even though
Nice.
a lot of people left, at least those who stayed definitely enjoyed it. So, we are really happy to know that you enjoyed
Yeah.
it, and we'll definitely host similar sessions again in the future. So, I guess it's time to, wrap things up and reveal the
Yeah.
secret.
Yes. Let's not delay the results anymore.
Yeah, they are really eager. They're already congratulating Emmanuel. I mean, it could be, there were four more people. It was Crystal, Rohit. Could be anyone.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
maybe reshuffling, maybe there. So
Yeah.
Let me know when I should read.
Yeah. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Emmanuel,
yay,
don't
I'm
go
ready.
away. Awesome. Yeah, drum rolls. And let's reveal it
Emmanuel is
now.
being shy, like,
Yeah.
oh.
Okay, let's see. Third position, Crystal. Congrats, Crystal, whoever it is. Let us know in the
Con-
chat box if you're here. Rohit.
yeah. Congrats, Rohit,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
congrats, Emmanuel.
Emmanuel. Congrats, Emmanuel. You did it. You put
Okay,
up a strong fight. You were on the top since the very beginning. That was
yeah.
really good. Everyone
Congrats,
could
both of
tell.
you.
Kudos
Yeah.
to all the winners and
Yeah,
also to the
congratulations all
all the
winners.
participants
Make sure
trying hard.
you guys filled out the form. Diksha, can you please share it again once more? If someone has still not filled out the form, please do fill it out so that we can reach out to you for the goodies later on.
Yes.
Yeah. But don't spam and don't set your
Yeah.
username as Emmanuel, Rohit, or Cristela.
And there are some questions, Sharanya, sorry.
Uh,
Will the runner-ups receive prizes? The other people.
that's
Any
that's
goodies?
a bit of a, you know, how do I answer it? Of course, there will be, but runner-ups, the winner is Emmanuel, and then there is second and third. But for fourth and fifth, we do have something. We'll let you know in the emails. I mean, it is something. It's not goodies. There is something else as well for you. So keep an eye on your emails. If you got fourth or fifth positions, we will be giving out something to the top 10. So don't worry about that.
Okay, nice.
See, it mattered staying till the end.
Right?
Nice.
Oh, it's all right, Shashank. It's all right. 12th is also not bad. At least you learned, right? And I hope you had fun. The quiz is nothing. I guess the fun we had in the end was more important.
Yeah, I hope you networked,
Yeah.
connected with a lot of people, and you learned a lot about Flutter as well in this
I
event.
really like what Sheikh said. Something is better than who didn't participate. Yeah, right. No, you're not being toxic. All right. So I guess we can wrap up now. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. And I mean, it's going to be a really long list. But yeah, I would like to name out all the GDSCs that helped us out with it. First, the co-organizers, that is Kaling Institute of Engineering and Technology. Then there is SRM IST Ramapuram, and then there is Indore Institute of Information. For GDSCs that helped us out a lot. I mean, these three GDSCs and Kalindi, us four. And along with that, we have GDSC BB, DN, ITM, GDSC GLAU, GDSC DTC, GDSC SREC, GDSC MR, IIRS, and GDSC Quantum University, GDSC CDTU, GDSC SJCET, GDSC Acropolis Institute of Technology and Research, GDSC Government Engineering College Bilaspur, GDSC TSEC, GDSC GH Patel College of Engineering and Technology, GDSC ABES Institute of Technology. I guess everyone's getting bored.
Oh my God, this should be included in the recording.
Yeah, we have to say the names, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're supposed to.
You can say
Okay, so yeah.
etc.
No, don't do
Oh, we
that.
can't
No, don't do
Okay,
that.
yeah. So
Just
GDSC,
just kidding. Sorry.
yeah, GDSC, LBCE, GDSC, Shahid Rajguru College of Applied Sciences for Women, GDSC, Birla Vishwakarma Mahavidyalaya Anand, GDSC, Jamia Millia Islamia as well, and GDSC BITW. Yeah, so finally the list is coming to an end. Thank you everyone who stayed to listen to all the names. Yeah, so these many GDSCs came together to, bring you all here and help you network and wrap up Flutter Festival. Thank you so much. And along with this, we would also like to inform you that Google Developer Student Club lead applications are opening up. So if your college does not have a GDSC, this is your chance to apply for becoming a GDSC lead at your college and starting your own GDSC in your campus. And the forms are open until 15th of April. You just need to Google GDSC applications. You'll find the first link itself leads to the form. So do apply. 15th April is the deadline. Then you can also host amazing events with us. Flutter Festival will be coming back next year. Until then, thank you so much, everyone. And thank you, Sri Hari, Anurag, Akansha, and Aman. Thank you so much. You guys made the event so amazing today.
Yeah, thanks to you too, and all the Shriyari, Aman, and Sharanya, Kamsha. Like, it was really having you all and interacting, collaborating, and like I really enjoyed it too. So, thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Thanks
Aman has
to
shared the
participants as
link
well.
for GDSC leads as well.
I'd like to add one more point regarding it. Every lead has capability of referring two candidates for PDSC lead. So if you have a PDSC chapter at your college, do reach out to your lead for referral, and that pays up your application.
Yeah. If you already have a GDSC in your campus, you can reach out to your lead and ask them for a referral. They can refer up to like 2 or 3 people at max. So yeah, make sure you make use of that. And also, I am dropping my LinkedIn here again. So if So yeah, if you have any doubts regarding the application, you can, reach out to us as well. We have already gone through the application procedure, so we can help you out better.
Same. People as well, and community socials as well.
Yeah, so feel free to connect with any of us, Anurag, Aman, Srihari, me. We all can, guide you if you need.
Yeah, feel free to connect with us.
Yeah, sure, Satyam.
Awesome. So I'm ending the recording with the last.
Okay, guys. See you all. Bye bye.
See you.